In this video, I'm going to show you how assessments work in Chalk and Wire, starting from the student's perspective and then going to what the supervisor will see and do. So when you first log into Chalk and Wire, I'm logged in as a student now. They have a Portfolios tab. They have two that they created in the entry workshop. The Table of Contents, or TOC, Program Assessment EP4, is their assessment portfolio. This is what they need to use when they submit work to you. So I'll just click that up to open it. Now you can see the Table of Contents, or the pages. The structure we've set up for them is pretty lengthy, but they can minimize these sections so they're only working on student teaching. Now you can see that this student has submitted 3 journals. Weeks 4 and on have not been submitted yet. These are green, these are blue. So to submit, and also let me show you this. Under lesson plans and the other artifacts, the pages are set up by major. So it's very important that they choose their major when they submit from these pages. So I'm going to choose week 4. And now you can see it's not ready to submit yet. I need to add content. So I'm going to say upload a new file. Now I could drag the file here, I could browse my computer, or I could choose from Dropbox, which is a nice option for iPads. So I'm going to add file. Here's the journal I want. Open, and now start the upload. You can see it's been saved, close, and now here it is attached. They could also add text to you here, notes to you. They could add multiple files. You will be able to see everything that they put on this page. Now, once content has been added, you can see the submit button has turned to green. It still says that the journal has not yet been submitted. This is the status. So they always need to submit to you before you can see it. So they just click the green submit button. Here they would type your last name and then select your name when it appears and then submit. And you can see that it says it has been successfully submitted. Now you will get a notification that the student has submitted work to you. I would not save these. I would just throw these away, just delete it when they come, and just log straight into Chalk and Wire. Now let's return for the student. Now you can see how their page has changed. Now the status has changed to submitted, so they can see that this has been submitted. And it says pending assessment, so you have not yet assessed their work. Once you have assessed their work, they'll be able to click here and they'll be able to see all of your assessment. So let's log in. I'm going to log in as me. And here the URL, or the web address you want, is www.chalkandwire.com/Graceland, and this is what you want to bookmark in whatever web browser you use. So here we are on the login screen. So you'll put in your username and password, and if you need help with this, just give me a call, send me an email, and I can reset your password. Now, when I log in as me, I have a pending assessments tab. You will too if you have assessments that are waiting to be assessed. If you don't, if students have not submitted to you yet, you will not see this tab. You can make this your default tab by clicking on the star over here, and so that way every time you log in, you'll come straight to this screen. Makes it much easier. Now you can see that this student has submitted his lesson plan to me and also 2 journals. So to assess the journal, I'm just going to click on pending and then assess. Now remember, this is the page of the student's portfolio, so you see everything that they did here. So you can review their work first before you go down to the rubric to assess their work. We can hide this assessment panel by clicking that arrow. That gives us a little more room. Now you've got some options. You could actually download, save, open up this journal by just clicking here and saving it to your computer. You could open it with Microsoft Word and actually type right in it your comments to that student, suggestions, edits, whatever you want to do. And then if I open up the panel back up, you would attach that file here back to the student so they could see what your comments to them. The easier thing to do, as long as the student has submitted a Word document, a Microsoft Word document, you will get this view option. And that means that you can open up this journal directly in the browser. Makes it much easier. So here's their journal. I can add comments. I have all these options that I can do right here on the same screen. I don't have to leave this screen. So if I wanted to add a comment, let's just point here and say, good reflection on the standard. Next time include blah, blah, blah. So you could just go through their document, adding your comments. Once you're done, you don't need to save. Just close the document viewer. You can see that now it says download annotated, so that's what this is called, an annotated document. So that's been saved. Now you're ready to actually complete the rubric and assess their work. So let's open up the rubric again. This is the first criterion on the journal rubric, writing. Just how well was their writing. If you hover your mouse, you'll see the description. You'll see in the 15-16 rubrics, the new rubrics we've created, the highest score begins on the left and it goes to the lower score on the right. So you can hover your mouse over to see the descriptions, choose a cell, and then click Next. The next criterion starts the in-task principles. So over the student teaching requirement is that at some point during the 14 weeks they need to address each of the 10 in-task principles. So in this journal, let's say that this student addressed 1 and 5. So for 1, I need to give them a rating. How well do they did? I'll say basic. Okay? And then next. And they didn't address this one, so I'm going to say not observed, and this will not count against the student. Next, not observed. Next, not observed. Next. Okay, 5. They did proficient. Now here's another option for you. You can add a comment here for this specific standard. Or you can add an overall comment here. For the entire rubric. You can see I'm not done with the rubric yet. I need to keep clicking Next, Next, Next. The rest of them are all not observed. They weren't addressed in the journal. And once you're done, click Save. Now, the first time when I was playing with this, I was a little surprised. I expected when I clicked Save to be taken to a different screen. I'm done with this screen, but it leaves you here. So I think that probably the easiest thing for you to do is to go back to the side menu, go back to the dashboard screen where you were before. Your other option is to click this check mark here, and this takes you to the assessment screen where you have several different options. So pending assessments is one of the options. So again, you could just click here and go and assess something else. You can also see all your completed assessments from this screen as well. So let's go look and see what the student will see now when they see your assessment. So I created an advisor group. I'm going to go to my users and groups, choose advisor groups, and here's the new one I created. Here's my student, Joe Blow. So I'm going to view results for him. And then I'm going to choose 100 just because I want to be sure I see all of them. Most recent will be at the bottom, so I'm going to scroll down. Now, here is what has been assessed for him. Here's the journal. So this is the overall average for the entire rubric. You can see the assessment. This is the column for the assessment instrument or the rubric. And you can see here the dates that it was submitted. You can see the journal has been submitted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So you're not going to see week 1, week 2, week 3. You're just going to see the same rubric over and over. You'll just need to keep track or count to figure out which journal this is, which week it is. So the student can click here on their score, and they can say view details. And here is the overall comment that I gave them. If I had attached a file to them, they would see it here, but you can see it says none, but there would be a link there for them to open that file if that's how I chose to respond back to them. On the rubric, you can see that we assess them on writing and on in-task 1 and on in-task 5. We also gave them a comment on in-task 5. The rest of them were not observed. And then here at the bottom is the annotated document. So here's what we just put our comment in. The student can just say view that and open it up right in their web browser just like we did. And here's the comment that we added for them. So it's really up to you to decide how you're going to respond back to the student. But I think it will help that you can see what they see. So that's it for assessment.